let me explain to you folks before I post my next video what's going on, and I'll give you a little about sometimes about my condescending personality and some of the things that have happened to me. But the issue is mind subsidence here, suspected mind subsidence. I'm pretty damn sure that's what's going on. But I'm getting run around, and I just wanted to tell you something. I have a lot of vast experience with Pennsylvania and their municipal governments and the corruption, the nepotism, their cousin is their brother. And that's why when you piss one of them off, like I did with this fire chief, he's a doctor, he's a lawyer, he's all kinds of fucking things in his community. He's a real fucking squirrel, too. He called a SWAT team here when I had a problem like I am right now. They're trying to reconnect the old septic system when they're supposed to be on the municipal sewer line. And they shoved that down my throat to the tune of about $18,000. Just not them, they're special. Plus there's holes in the roof, it's leaking all over, it's leaking into my house. Township could give a shit less about those sort of things. And one of my other experiences, it's a famous, this is something that it's not in every state. That's why I always explain, and I have to almost say that in every video. Things are not the same every place that you live, okay? One of the places was like Lehigh County, Northampton. It was mainly Lehigh County, like Whitehall Township. You go in to build I was a builder, a developer in my other life. And you go in and pull a building permit. Well, you go, it's Mrs. So-and-so, here's the address, and you have to fill out a form. Now, you never get that form back. That goes to the municipal office. And a couple times I got shut down and had to re-permit. Some of the permits were $7,500 to $1,500. I had to pay again. And I have to go to my customer. And then you look like a horse's pecker. Because what they do is they take your sheet and they give you usually they're orange here or they're yellow. Some of them actually have the address. There's some boroughs, when you go to the boroughs, they actually, you'll come out with the address and stuff. But a lot of the other ones you don't. It's just a number on the permit. See, that's why I still smoke. So then the township will show up for your, after you start your, you say your grade or your foundation, and oh, you have the wrong address. I have the wrong address. No, I didn't write the wrong fucking address. Your office did. Oh, doesn't matter. You've got to pay again. So I started out on Thursday with number one. See, this is the way it works in Pennsylvania. This is supposed to be your Bureau of Mines. I get a fucking answering machine. Nobody calls me back. Geez, I think it's an emergency. And you should see this rain. These vicious rains, okay? So last night, I called 911 and I'm saying, look, I have suspected mind subsidence. Okay? Who do I contact? They send the state police. Are they fucking engineers? I said to her, too, and I explained, I'm cooking dinner. Have somebody get in contact with me tomorrow. No, I'm in here cooking dinner. They're fucking pounding on my door, the goofballs. Are they engineers? Do they know mind subsidence? Why are they sending the fucking state police? And I'm explaining I got the double sit. When you have problems, they come in battalions usually. There's, and it's for the legal system, but they don't want to do their job. As I said, the state is just nepotistic. And this is why I make videos. Because the state trooper says to me last night about something about a landmine, and it didn't turn the right way. I guess when you're tired and you got something on the stove, sometimes my brain is not that two-way street, and there's a lot of other people like that when you age. When I was younger, I could multitask in my brain. I could do 4 or 5 different projects all at once, and I said I even work when I sleep. That's how I couldn't do some of the welding, the fancy stuff, and I can make cab supports that don't exist anymore. That's how guys like me can do that shit. Because we're working when we're sleeping. Okay. State police tell me, oh, you got to call the fire company. I just called them about 1:30 straight up and down. Spoke to Mr. Evans. Oh, that's our assistant chief. Okay. He says that falls on my assistant chief. Goodbye. Nobody calls me. Nobody makes an arrangement and says, oh, sir, we understand you have a problem. Hey, we'll be by tomorrow, the next day. I mean, this is just like a monkey fucking football. Every agency. Now, this started last week. I'm getting jerked off. Okay? I want to go to an AAC car show. I want to register. I don't want to go to the swap meet. I pretty much know the swap. They start a day or two. It starts on a Friday, and usually the show is on a Sunday. but I just want to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Or remember what I said, you send a check in and, oh, well, you're over there, you're in the swap, you're not over in the show. See, I want to show one of my vehicles. So they have a phone number on here that I've been calling since last week. See, this is the way it functions in Pennsylvania. You're paying money and taxes, and these people are supposed to be in their fucking office doing their job, and they're not. And that's why I said where my attitude comes from. Because this is everything that you deal with in a Commonwealth state. And they're going to research you, see if you have any background issues or something. They'll probably come at you. Well, I'm going to be prepared for anything, because this fire chief, I think I explained that in my other video, called the SWAT team on me. See, I was having a problem when they screwed with the roof up here and it flooded my office. It screwed up the ceiling. It's still not fixed. I left it like that because this house keeps changing hands because it has a problem. It has no sewer line, and it costs a couple $1,000 pesos to do that. And that's why they're trying to re-dig open now. They're trying to dig the septic system open over there. And it's a dual stage. Somebody in the 80s, maybe the early 90s, they put a pump tank and grinder pump in it, because I know that. There's another video that exists on YouTube where my tractor went in that. See, nobody cuts the grass over there. These special people that they brought in this country, they don't know what a lawnmower is. And they cut the grass like once every 3-4 weeks if they have one. It's kind of a joke here. It's really a sad joke. But my neighbors' yards are sinking, and I have a suspected. I have an old spatial map that I pulled up on Google, and I could not copy. I could not copy, paste. I couldn't do anything with it. But it actually shows this mine from Junedale does transgress. So that's why you want to watch my other video, because I think this is some serious shit. And I think I'm going to end up either getting the SWAT team again, which I made no threats. See, that's why I make these videos. And I think that's why these turds, maybe that's why they won't show up, or maybe when they do, they're going to show up with their SWAT team. I don't know which way they're going to go with this. But just so you know, there's been no threats. But this is why YouTube, this is why video is so important in people's lives. To have a system, and it's expensive to have a system inside and outside your house. It is very expensive. But always take a camera like this and a fresh SD card, which I just had to order some, hopefully tomorrow. If things occur, I'm going to have a fresh SD card first thing in the morning. Because like I said, suspectively, these people do not act appropriately. They always misconstrue what you have to say, just like the state trooper, something about a landmine. There's always some kind of ominous, like a violent, something with violence that would pertain to violence, okay? I mean, there's a thing as passive resistance or making a comment. Like I said, I don't want that fire chief, zoning officer. He's, like I said, he's got 1,000 more hats than I do, and he's a fucking idiot. And that's why I don't want him around. I'd rather speak to somebody else. And that's why I'd rather have video and have my camera with me, because that, like I said, that's basically how these people shirk responsibility. They make you sound like a flake. And that's why I laid out my case that you want to watch the next video. I show you the terrain. I show you there's actual track over here. There used to be a livery where they kept the mules that went down in the shaft mine. Okay, and then out back here, when they closed the shaft mines down, they surface mined, and then they filled that back in. Now that created an erosion problem here. There is a lot of erosion. But these impressions are all in a linear row going up. That's telling me there's something else going on besides. I mean, I could see one sinkhole. It's just, you know, it could have been an old septic, an old cesspool, and it would make sense that they're along a road. But there's too many. It's too much area sinking, and that's what happens as I explain about the timbers when they rot out. So watch the next video. I believe I'm in some serious shit, guys. I really do. Thanks.